bit of an issue with the camera, so you're just gonna have to bear with me. Give me a moment while I get the word out. Oh my goodness. You act like you haven't streamed before, girl. All right. We didn't get our opening done either, but it is what it is. Okay. Getting the word out, then we will get this party started because it can't be on too long. Greg will be home soon and we got plans, and it's just been a busy few weeks. I mean, with the holidays and everything else, and there was a lot of exciting things that happened. So I am just going to quickly get the word out in my different socials. And speaking of socials, it's starting in January. I will be done with Twitter. It's going back into digital lock mode because honestly speaking, I just don't feel comfortable on that site anymore. But without further ado, welcome to the not Bonded Chronicles, Kalari Talks. I gotta get out of saying the Bonded Chronicles. Hey, Ballard, it's good to see you. I've got some good news for you and True and stuff soon, too. I am so excited to talk about the end of the year. Well, basically 2024 in a nutshell. I know I've taken a break. I really needed one. It was crazy. And I got a bit of a slideshow to go through because I think it'll help me get through everything that I went through this year. And hopefully you guys will understand why I was no show for a lot of stuff because it was a rough year. As you can see, this was me in January. I had to have a tube put down my nose through my stomach to try to inflate my bowels because I had an obstruction. That was on top of dealing with hypocalcemia. So health wise, it started out rough, but I had been determined to just not give up or give in. And because of that, I worked out. I tried to put my health first and forward. And, it's not easy to do stuff like that, but it was important to me. And working out, getting back to my routine, I'm down 84 pounds total for this year. My goal is by next year, hopefully by my birthday, to hit my goal weight so that I can get my dental surgery done. Hey, Topher, it's good to see you, dear. And like I said, even last year, I could see the changes. And this was a good year. Kiddo graduated from high school. I was able to see my baby walk across the stage. I had never been so proud in my entire life. This was us at the lake because his parents were gifted a house, but apparently they didn't want to move there. So now his brother's figuring that out, and it is what it is. I spent the year gardening when I can. It was a good year for testing out growth. We have a greenhouse now, so we will be gardening full time. This was the outfit I wore to kiddo's graduation. I was really proud because I had been working hard, y'all. I know it might still look like I'm thick, but honestly, the exercise and stuff, I think is paying off. I don't know about y'all. I've still got the butt, but I feel like I'm finally feeling the weight loss that I've been going through all year. So it's really nice. And let me pause that, was why I was so freaking busy. I started working on the second book almost immediately after publishing Axiom. But like everything, it takes time. And I was trying to balance writing, getting used to a new house, trying to have a YouTube career, which I'm going to get to in a moment because I got some words about that. And I was juggling a lot, but I was determined. Now, August 18th, 8/18, the same price of the ebook, but I do have a coupon that I will be putting out as well so that you can get 50% off until January 3rd. I worked really hard to get this finished on my grandmother's birthday, but it wasn't ready yet. The rough draft was done on her birthday. Axiom and a few other test readers helped me get the edits done. And this book got published last month, right before the election. We'll get to that as well. And because of that, I was able to start getting the physical copies. Right now, because they're doing the Axiom audiobook with Apple, I don't have the audiobook for this yet, but I do have extra copies, and I will be doing the giveaway. And no, Baller, you cannot be a part of the giveaway because everybody who is a character in our book will be receiving their copies of these. I made a promise that I would get these to you. So I'm sorry to disqualify you already, girl, but you're already getting your book. I'm sending you and True your own copies because I want to see how you feel about your characters. It has been a busy year, though, and I am excited because even though the year didn't go exactly the way we planned, and trust me, I am hunkering down for 2025, along with we got our passports, we have our emergency fund being set up just in case. We're not trying to predict the bad, but I think having a battle plan is a good way to get through the first leg of next year. But I am super excited because all the hard work that I've been putting into my writing and other stuff is finally starting to pay off. Like I'm glad, Balor. I am so glad I was able to take people that I know and I care about and permanently put them into our stories. And I just really hope that you, True, Zai, even King Blackfang, I think he's going to love his character. Scon, too, and Jabberwock. I turned you all into very important characters in this story. So I really hope you like it. Along with some of my guildmates, I really think I captured people's personalities and essence. And I'm just excited for you to see it. Solomon as well. I haven't forgot about you, Solomon. There is a lot that the year brought, and it wasn't all bad. It's like I said, I went for a new me. I'm growing my hair out. That's when I did my blowout and length check. It's reaching right about here now. When it's curled up, it looks shorter, but I rather have it in curls. It's more protective, you know. For me, it is a year of being my unapologetic self. And it really was. I thank you so much, Topher. It's like I said, I don't give up. I'm a Gen Xer, uh, black, so I'm used to things not always going our way. And after the 2024 election, I realized that things have got to change. As much as I like talking about politics, it's going to be way more dangerous. So instead, I will probably still focus on social issues when I can, but I am going to do things like reviews. I've been intaking a lot more stuff. I am a huge Dandadan fan. I don't know if you all watch anime, but I definitely do. And I was able to get back into it. We're going to watch What If soon as well. I'm getting to watch a little bit more TV as I work on the next book, Novel Axiom, because he wants to do one of his stories next. It is going to be a good year for creativity, and I really do believe that I'm doing what I love when I love it. And while YouTube was up and down for me, more down than up, I did meet some amazing people. One of them was Beatles, and I don't want to show her government name on here, but they did send me a box. And this isn't the first time. They sent me some really pretty dolls and a book that they had wrote. And I promised them that I would do an unboxing, and then this week got super busy. So I am going to open this box from Beatles in front of y'all and see what they sent, because I'm super excited that people are just being so sweet. And Ballard, we still use the coasters you sent us. I'm a huge Kirby fan. It's adorable. Oh, I don't want to knock over Greg's puzzles. Oh, and they sent a note. Let's see. Dear Tin, once again, apologies for the stationery. I keep promising myself I'm going to... girl, don't worry about that. I have to find my stationery half the time. I always put it up. Also enclosed with the book I sent you a screenshot of. Being a sci-fi, I thought you would be interested in. I love books. And honestly, I like what you said about Girl World 2, especially since I am legit done with Girl World, and I will get to why in just a bit. Aww. A lot of these little dolls you had. I'll show these in a moment. And I know when some look at those, because of the historical context, you might feel a certain way. But I don't think they were meant to be sent to me in a bad way. And I'm actually pretty excited. Oh my gosh, this angel. I think the wing broke. I'm going to have to mend this. Luckily, I have a lot of craft stuff at my disposal. And I know how it feels to have stuff through the mail be roughed up. That's why I'll be sending with the books things like plushies and little keychains that I made. Oh my gosh, these are adorable. But this was what Beatles really wanted me to see. Oh, there's one more in here. And I'm sorry one of the angels got their wings broken. But like I said, I can mend it. I keep a glue gun. Oh, these are really cute. I cannot wait to show those off. But the Pendragon. Thank you so much, Beatles. I really do appreciate this. You are not the only friend, or sadly, I have to say, former friend this year that sent nice things. I had somebody I was friends with for 10 years send me books early on in this year, but I'm no longer talking to them, and they know why. Another friend who I did a few shows with, they have chosen not to be online anymore, so the plans for our joint cast are probably done. And it's sad to say that happens, but when you deal with bullying and harassment the way she had, or they, because I do believe they go by they, them pronouns, I don't blame them for not wanting to put up with it. I'm a bit tougher. I know that people were willing to lie on my name. They were willing to say stuff about me that I knew wasn't true. That's why I didn't get upset. It was like, let them talk. Everything they tried to accuse me of, I still left up because I have nothing to hide. I'm not a scammer. I am not a grifter. If people want to believe that, I can't stop them. I'm also not going to let people who don't know me tell me about my own mental health. So I cut ties with Girl World. Matter of fact, I give double fingers to Girl World right now. You want to know why? Because you've proved to me what I knew since my days on Twitter. That people will hype you up just so that they can try to make you fall. But unlike other creators, and yeah, I'm just going to say it, I've always had something else. YouTube was supposed to be fun. Twitch is supposed to be fun. That's why I'm on Twitch more than YouTube. And the reason why is because I am a writer. I don't just say that to be fancy or flashy. I meant what I said. Calling out Foodie Beauty was fun for me until I realized how ridiculous the people who also call her out can be. I'm not calling y'all racist because I know that's been floating around and that's up to individual people. I felt very welcomed until I started telling people that I don't judge where people go. I'm not the hall monitor. And I guess I rubbed some of you bitches the wrong way. But you don't have to worry because I will not associate with you anymore. And those who I still want to watch, I can watch in silence. I still enjoy garlic bread. I still enjoy Karina Kaboom, Old Lordy's Geordie, Pulpy, Milk Tea and Milky, Curious Cat's Chats, Jan's Views, even though she's not really Girl World. I've been watching a lot of Bridget because she's calling out another person who wanted to wade in the Girl World and problematic. Like I said, I came in my unapologetic self. I got roped into bullshit that I probably should have just stayed out of. I trusted people and you acted like typical Miss Anns. And yeah, I'm making it about race because instead of coming correct, and even though some of you bitches called me a real one, you iced me out. And you know what? I'm glad I'm done. Because while you's all fighting each other and lawsuits and who hates who, and then you's all join up because that's all you's got is each other, it's like a disgusting symbiotic relationship. I can move on. There are plenty of other creators that I watched before any of you. There are plenty of other creators that I found after you that I have more in common with. I've been rocking with Deleted since before he even hit monetization. I will still watch his stuff. He just did a new one on Tyler the Creator that was funny and amazing. Because everybody keeps speculating on whether Tyler is LGBTQ+. And my thing is, it's none of my business. I want people to feel comfortable being who they are in their own skin. And who they love and get with is none of my business. I came from a time where that shit was dangerous, and I'm happy that we're hopefully in a time where it stops being, despite the administration that's in charge. And it's like I said, thank you so much for these Beatles. I am going to find a display for all of them. I think they're beautiful. It's like a whole nativity scene. And I just, like I said, it was a weird year, but I do think that it's going to be good. The Ankle is a good one, too. I think he covers more Amber, though, but I watch him from time to time. It's like I said, I have my fun in Girl World. I'm not going to lie. Calling out Foodie, trying to push her buttons was fun for me, but it's not worth it. She never changes. She's in Canada now doing the same old bullshit. And I don't want to be associated with the reactors that still cover her anymore. And that is my choice and my prerogative. I will still go on Jan's panels. I will work everybody else that I enjoy. But I don't want to be a visible name in Girl World anymore because Girl World is fucking toxic. Between the subject matter of Chantal and the people that cover her, it's just not worth the stress. Like I said, full on creative projects I'm working on. We are still going to get Anbam launched. I am determined. I know Curie Bell has had a busy year too. She's gone to Japan. She's been back. She's been drawing her ass off for Star Panic Ricci. I feel like once we get Anbam launched, it's going to open up so many doors. And I keep trying to get her to feel more comfortable doing her art online, doing like maybe a speed paint thing or speed draw. But she's getting there, and she's been working on animations too. So like I said, there's a lot that we have on the horizon. But it's like I said, I was doubting myself. And I didn't want to believe I could get this done. But I kept pushing and plugging. And this is book 2. Book 3 is going to be the final story for me because there are loose ends that I still feel I could tie up within the story. So the before, the after is in the process. I already started taking notes. I've got chapter ideas that'll deal with some of the characters' past and some of what they have going on without giving spoilers. So I'm excited about that. I know I'm not done. And I feel like a trilogy will be better for the Destiny's Chosen series than to just give up and, just say, well, I got these two. And originally when I wrote Axiom, I wanted it to be a standalone book. That's why it was so freaking thick. Because I poured everything just in case it was a fluke and I didn't want to deal with any of the process of writing anymore. But I'm glad I didn't give up because I honestly do believe in my abilities. And that said, I will be uploading this live cast to YouTube. Comment section is what I'm going to use to pick winners. And then on Tuesday, it is New Year's Eve, right before New Year's, I will pick 3 sets of winners. You will get both autographed copies of Axiom and Taara's Destiny's Chosen. I will probably do more, but that'll be when Roger updates the cover for both of these books to indicate that these are part of a series. I honestly wanted to do a big box of books last year just for Axiom, and I hit so many snags with it. It wouldn't print properly, the order got messed up, but everything happened for a reason, because the fallout with Girl World happened, and that was the main reason why I was so hyped to order so many books. But now I can order at my leisure. These are limited edition copies now, because once I get the artist's rendition of these books, that's what we're going to use. This one was done by me with the help of Google AI, and I do love the cover, but I do believe that Roger, who designed this cover for us, will come up with something better. So with this and the audiobook coming, hopefully by mid-January, I will be able to show more updated versions of each book, and I will do another giveaway then. But for now, 3 lucky winners will get their hands on both books, along with little thank you stuff for supporting our channel. Like I said, it has been a year of kind of rough stuff. The election definitely really set me back and went through all the stages of grief. I went through anger, I went through resentment, I went through sadness, and then you know what? I'm just going to do me. I did everything I could. I donated. I text bank. I used my Bonnet Chronicles to warn everybody about Project 2025 and all the dark hands involved in this stuff. I even tried to help after what happened because I thought let people know how they can grow stuff, how they can start converting their currency to save some of their money in case we have an economic fallout, which I really do feel we're gonna. I really wanted to help people, but I was met with the same assholes from that former community, and I will leave it to my socials now. I am not going to put myself out there for people who just want to be disgusting because they don't have anything else going with their life. I fully intend to just live my life as good as I can because I've worked too damn hard to let anybody who I don't know on that personal level take that from me. I am not going to let people steal my shine just because this country chose again to go with somebody who his first term took millions of lives, including friends and family. And apparently, this is what the country wants. So, those of us who know how to navigate fuckery, those of us in marginalized groups, we are going to protect ourselves and each other and let whatever happen happen. That's all we can do. But I have these lovely kind of like surprise boxes that Axiom got me for Christmas. And I promised him that I would figure this out on the stream. It's kind of like an event calendar. Oh, I guess this is Rainbow Bright's wand. Let's see what number 2 is. And I guess like an event calendar, I probably should have opened this by day, but I ain't have time for that. Oh, it's an extra skirt for her in rainbow colors. Because Rainbow Bright was my shit growing up. That and Gem, oh my gosh, I had so much of this stuff. And to a lesser extent, Hello Kitty. But I was definitely a Rainbow Bright girl. Little purse. I wore pajamas that I had of hers till I wore them out. And I got the horse that she rode in plushie style. Oh, it's a little lunchbox. And this Rainbow Bright doll is adorable. I also got some tumblers that he got me a couple of years back, though one of them broke. I just love little surprises like this. But the one doll that I talked about, and I had a full-size one of her. Orange Blossom from Strawberry Shortcake. Representation matters, y'all. That's why I got the Ariel doll, and yeah, I know the dreams of having a baby now has been put to the side and probably isn't going to happen because I'm getting up there in age, and while it was fun dealing with the stuff, it's just not safe right now to consider that. So I'm not saying I'm giving up completely, but I've got to be rational about it. And we put the Marina back in, so it's not going to happen anytime soon. Wow, this is a big surprise. Oh, it's an easel because she is a painter in Strawberry Shortcake. That is so cute. Let's see what's behind door number 3. Oh, and a little purse for her. That's an orange. And when I was younger, my doll had the orange smell to it. But like I said, it was a full-size Orange Blossom doll. It was more back then. It was right before Cabbage Patch became a thing. Oh my gosh, it's a little buddy. It's supposed to be a butterfly, but I think it was called Marmalade, if I remember well, because it's been a few years. I am a 70s/80s kid, after all. I had this thing call me a senior the other day, and I was like, you bite your tongue. Oh, and it's a little comb for her hair. And what I love is that, like the series, they did not go away from her natural curls. One of the things I loved about Orange Blossom was it was like seeing myself in a cartoon. And for a lot of us, it was rare. Hi, Bridge. Thank you for the follow. And for me, having a little girl to pass that on to would have been nice, but I've got plenty of nieces. I've got plenty of godchildren. So if I don't have another one of my own, I still have an amazing son, I can find somebody else that I could pass these down on to eventually. So, It was hard. It is disappointing. I'm not going to pretend like it doesn't hurt. But everything happens for a reason. And I got to keep keeping on. I think this year has been a year of lessons for me. A year of, I want to have fun with things. I want to flex my creative muscles, but I also want to enjoy things. And when things aren't enjoyable, instead of trying to stick with it and be stubborn, I can move on. Welcome to the chat, Ms. Bridge. I have been loving your series on that one lady that I call her Miss Picket Identity. She's perfect for Girl World as far as I'm concerned because they seem to love people who put up a front. Being your unapologetic self just doesn't gel with them. And they're not real enough to tell you when you're not wanted in something. So I'm real enough to say I don't want to be part of them. Oh, I love Cabbage Patch Kids. I don't blame you. I gave my youngest sister my corn silk and my original yarn doll, and she took really good care of them. I'm not sure who has them now, though, but I've kept a lot of my dolls and stuff. She really is great for Girl World. I really hope they continue to embrace her because they're all kind of the same, you know. And it's like I said, I promised after doing Jan's panel about it that I wouldn't talk about them anymore, but I couldn't wrap up my year without really airing out my feelings. I don't like fake bitches. And I feel like Girl World's full of fake bitches. From bitches who were, I mean, they literally took pictures of me and made them pretty, doctored them up, and then made a shit ton of videos talking shit about me because they needed views, because they're piranhas. There are people that acted like they were cool with me one moment but couldn't wait to jump on the hate train. I seen all of you enough to know that I wasn't going to fuck with you. Nor will I ever promote your channels or say your names because I don't do free promotion. But I see you bitches around. You get around everywhere. You just have the time for that. I'm glad you have that luxury. Some of us are busy doing other things with our lives. And I really hope a lot of you hit dogs holler because I'm probably talking about you. You's played yourselves. I didn't know any of yous from jump, but yous acted like yous knew me. And because of your attitude and because of your disgustingness, I won't fuck with you. And I know YouTube has been weird because I know I blocked some of yous, even though I can still see some of yous now. But if you do try to enter the contest, I'm probably just going to ignore your comments because I don't give fake bitches my work. Point blank, I am over Girl World as a participant. I will always be an observer because there is a morbid curiosity to see how far both Foodie, ALR, and even Anna are willing to go before they realize that they need to change their lifestyle. But as far as ingratiating myself with other commenters, I don't need to do that. I like music. I like literature. I like animation. I like fun stuff. And that is what I'll be covering, along with sometimes social issues, because I still believe that social issues need a strong voice, especially in 2025. But the politics, meh. There are going to be plenty of people that do that. I also plan to continue to write for The Left is Right. Bruce has been working really hard on his site, and he gives me free range to write articles about anything I want. So if I feel like bitching about politics, I'll do it in written form. I think that's better for me. Honestly speaking, I am not going to let my stress levels get out of whack. I'm going to focus on things that make me happy, things that keep my house whole, things that keep my family safe from harm. And Girl World proved to me that it's not a safe place. You take things way too far. You bring people's personal life into a spotlight and you try to sully it because y'all have no lives. Point blank, I don't give a fuck who I offend with that. The fact that you spend time on YouTube and that stupid ass forum digging up information about people thinking you can hurt them with it. This is my life. I know what I live. So when you come at me with a lie, I'm just going to shrug. When you try to embarrass me from shit that I lived through, I'm just going to look at you like, okay, but I'm not there anymore. Some of you have used this emotional manipulation and pretty much blackmailing is literally extortion for some of you too, to try to drive people away. And it's fucking nasty. But you mess with the wrong one. I have been bullied as a kid. I didn't take that shit. As a teenager, people didn't even try because I had the crazy eyes going for me. As an adult, I put up with that shit in relationships until I didn't anymore. So I am not going to take it from random fucking strangers on the internet. Whether it's on social media or on any of these sites, you waste your time, not mine. And I'm telling you, 2025 is going to be a new me, new attitude. If you want to waste your moments with me saying stupid shit, you'll get your moment and then you won't be seen anymore. Because unlike some people that like the back and forth with some of you guys, I know what I have to lose. And I know some of you wait for somebody to fuck up so that you can be so happy. Not for me. Y'all can all enjoy that on your own. And I'm going to continue to support who I want, whether people like them or not. Because that shit's stupid too. It ain't high school. Just because I support somebody monetary or I'm sitting in their chat doesn't mean I know everything the fuck they're doing. It's just I enjoy their stuff. So any of you little cliques and factions that you want to align me with, I don't care. My only allegiance is with me and my family. And I will support whoever the fuck I want, whenever the fuck I want. And if I didn't fuck with you before this, I'm probably not going to fuck with you after this. Especially if you make 8-hour videos about me, you fucking weirdos. I'm just saying, there's something wrong with a lot of the Canadian coverage. And not Goose Chuck. They're an exception. I love Goose Chuck. I got your back there. But some of you other fucking weirdos from Canada can kiss my black ass. Even if you claim to be black yourself. Because you haven't been acting like that this year. All I know is that I'm no longer mad at the situation. I'm more mad at myself for even wanting to be a part of it. Because it's just a bunch of fucking weirdos who want to pretend like they don't need YouTube. But that is all they fucking do. And when they think there's anybody that could be actual healthy competition, they want to eliminate them. Especially they think they're an easy target. But like I said, YouTube was always supposed to be a side fun thing for me, and that's what it's going to go back to being. And Twitch is always going to be my place for fun streams. So it is what it is. I plan on doing my Fitbong still, because I want to show you that I'm not just going to walk the walk and talk the talk. And I don't particularly find eating food online fun. You got plenty of people that do that gross shit. All I know is that I will not be told who I am. You've run off people that I cared about, and that is their burden to bear. I cannot be their attack dog, nor their defender. If they decide one day that they're tired of being pushed around and want to come back, I'll welcome them with open arms. But right now, I cannot do this. And I am sick of people who we're old enough to understand that people talking shit about us, that's just them talking shit. We're in their head. They're not in ours normally. But if you're going to let somebody chase you off this site because of words, I can't do nothing for you. Because I've been putting up with this for fucking decades now. And I ain't going to change, and I ain't going to change. It just makes me tougher. But this year has been exactly, Reg, getting upset is what they want. And that's what they wanted out of me. They wanted me to go back and forth, make constant videos, call people out their faces. I don't know none of these people, and I don't want to know anything about these people. It's bad enough I know a few of their government names because they're literally in lawsuits with each other. For me, I just don't give a fuck on that level. And they have really made anything about Girl World toxic and unfun. So let them all have each other. I'm sure they will go on. I'm sure I'm not breaking too many people's hearts by saying this, but I have set the boundary. I can watch from a distance like somebody who pays 10 cents for a carnival show, but I am done ingratiating myself. And I feel a little bit sorry because there have been people who have been in my comment section saying they miss me. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just not going to be a part of Girl World. If you liked my commentary on Chantal, you'll love my commentary when I call out rappers and actors because they're always acting out of pocket. You'll probably like some of the reviews I do, and maybe you'll get into a book or a TV show or something. I fucking love The Penguin, and I probably loved it for reasons that most comic book geeks didn't, because I could have watched it without the DC ties. It was, to me, one of the better mafia portrayals in a long time, since The Sopranos even. I honestly feel like there is stuff I can talk about that'll be way more fun than almost 500-pound woman who's pretending to be a Muslim for a relationship that really isn't sustaining her. All the while, another one who literally let her cat die for a feeder. It's too dark, y'all. It has become so dark that I would rather just observe than to comment on how weird it is. And yeah, I see Anna's Christmas line. I'm wearing my sweater today, but it is not an ugly sweater, y'all. I'm sorry. I just don't do stuff like that. I'm not a fashionista, but I'm also not trying to embarrass myself. But I figured we would show, since I don't know how long I'm going to go on Tuesday, the In Memoriam. And I know we just lost a 16-year-old actor. I didn't watch a lot of stuff he was in, so I don't know if he even made this list. But this was a really rough year for those we lost. And I definitely wanted to honor some of the people because some of these people influenced my childhood. And I know probably did a lot of yours, especially if you're Gen X or millennial. A lot of us watched TV. We were TV kids. So it's wild seeing how many people we lost this year. So we are going to fire this up, and I will have links to the channel that did this as well in my show notes. But this is the stars who left us in 2024. Recollection Road Entertainment did this.
David Soul played Hutch in the TV series Starsky and Hutch. He died of cancer in Los Angeles at the age of 80.
Wow. I remember watching that. There's a lot of
Glynis Johns played the dedicated suffragette mother Winifred Banks in the original Mary Poppins. She died of natural causes in Los Angeles at the age of 100.
Wow, she made a whole century.
Peter Crombie is best known for playing Crazy Joe Davola on Seinfeld. He died of a brief illness at the age of 71.
Wow.
Lynn Marta was best known for her guest starring roles in TV and bit parts in films like Footloose and Three Men and a Little Lady. She died after a battle with cancer in Los Angeles at the age of 78.
Wow.
Bill Hayes starred as Doug Williams on Days of Our Lives for more than 5 decades.
Oh my gosh. Days of Our Lives was my mom's soap, and she drove me nuts with that. That and General Hospital. Matter of fact, Luke and Laura, two of the names in Axiom and Taara, come from the fact that I got to stay home from school to watch that wedding. I don't think there was a kid alive that didn't have parents that watched some form of soap operas. And Another World was her thing. Patch and Kayla, which I named Kayla after my goddaughter, but I knew Kayla from Another World as well. That was her couple. She loved watching stuff about them.
He died in Studio City, California at the age of 98.
Wow.
Alec Musser was best known for his role as Del Henry on All My Children, and a brief but memorable appearance in the movie Grown Ups. He died in Del Mar, California by suicide at the age of 50.
That's sad.
Joyce Randolph was known for playing Trixie Norton on The Jackie Gleason Show and The Honeymooner.
I'm not even gonna lie, I thought they had all passed by now, because we lost Art Carney a few years back, and I thought he was the last cast member. But knowing that Trixie was the last one, wow. Because that was my jam at night, too. I would stay up way later than I was supposed to, and the Honeymooners would come on at almost midnight.
She died at home in Manhattan's Upper West Side of natural causes at 99.
Wow, New York girl to the end.
Gary Graham was known for starring on the TV show Alien Nation and appearances in various Star Trek spin-offs.
Oh, Nick at Night had so many good classics, too. Yeah. But I loved sci-fi as a kid. I watched Red Dwarf and other stuff like that. That was more of an English sci-fi comedy. But Alien Nation was fun because it explored, humans dealing with people that weren't like them. And he had a relationship with an alien chick. And I was telling Greg about it because he doesn't know stars' names off the top of his head. But when he looked it up, he's like, oh my God, remember the show? I was like, yeah, see? We watched a lot of TV growing up.
He died in Spokane, Washington from cardiac arrest at 73. Carl Weathers was best known for his work in the Rocky movies playing Apollo Creed. He died at his home in Los Angeles from cardiovascular disease at 76.
And he still looked good at 76. Oh my goodness.
Toby Keith was a country music superstar, songwriter, record producer, actor, and businessman. He died in his sleep in Oklahoma after a battle with stomach cancer at 62.
Wow.
Anne Whitfield was best known for playing Susan Waverly in White Christmas. She died at Valley Memorial Hospital in Yakima, Washington at 85.
Yep, that's true, Rich. That's sad, but it really was a good, seriously. It showed that they would rather be with a whole entire species than black people. It was crazy, but you're not the only family that had those thoughts, too.
Tony Ganios was best known for playing the fan-favorite character of Meat in the Porky's films. He died of heart failure after being hospitalized for a spinal cord infection at 64. Pamela Salem was known for her work in the James Bond and Doctor Who franchises. She died in Surfside, Florida at 80.
Funny thing about Doctor Who, I did not get into it until Christopher Eccleston. He is my favorite Doctor. I know some people love Tennant and some of the others, but I loved how gruff Christopher Eccleston was. He made Doctor Who more watchable because my ex loved the old Doctor Who. That shit was boring to me. I do not understand how he watched, especially the black and white one, but he loved the guy with the scarf, and I tried to sit through those, and I just couldn't. Sorry, not sorry.
Charles Deerkop had supporting roles in the films Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid and The Sting. He died at Sherman Oaks Hospital in Los Angeles from complications of pneumonia and a heart attack at 87.
Wow. A lot of these people live.
Richard Lewis was an actor and comedian.
During the 80s and the 90s, I watched his show that was on ABC with Jamie Lee Curtis. He was always funny. I liked me some Richard Lewis. He cracked me up. He had that whiny humor. And he was always like depressed and self-defeating. But it was funny for some reason. He made it funny.
Known for neurotic humor, a distinct delivery, and a long-running role as a fictionalized version of himself on Curb Your Enthusiasm. He died at his home in Los Angeles of a heart attack at 76.
I still hear the
M. Emmett Walsh was best known for his work as private detective Lauren Visser in Blood Simple. He also appeared in 119 feature films and accrued over 250 TV credits. He died at Northwestern Medical Center in Vermont of cardiac arrest at 89. Ron Harper was in the sci-fi series Planet of the Apes and Land of the Lost. He died at his home in West Hills, California at 91.
That was my jam as a kid.
Louis Gossett Jr. was in An Officer and a Gentleman, The Roots miniseries, and the Iron Eagle movies, among many others. He died at a rehabilitation center in Santa Monica, California, of chronic obstructive pulmonary disease at 87.
Wow.
Joe Flaherty was known for his role as Harold Weir on Freaks and Geeks, and as the heckler in Happy Gilmore. He died after a short illness at 82.
Wow. I still love that scene when
O.J. Simpson was best known for The Trial of the Century and for being accused of killing his ex-wife. He was also a football star and actor. O.J. died in Las Vegas of prostate cancer at 76.
All right, whatever.
Dickie Betts was best known as a longtime member of the Allman Brothers Band. He died at his home in Osprey, Florida, of cancer and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease at 80.
Wow.
Terry Carter was a groundbreaking actor, documentary filmmaker, and newscaster with credits that included Battlestar Galactica, McCloud, and Foxy Brown. He died in New York City at 95.
A lot of these guys got to elder status.
Marla Adams was a daytime Emmy-winning actress, known for the long-running CBS soap opera The Young and the Restless. She died of cancer in Los Angeles at 85. Zach Norman was an actor-producer in the movies Romancing the Stone and Cadillac Man. He died in a Burbank, California hospital due to bilateral pneumonia at 83. Alan Scarfe was a British-Canadian actor who was in the 1990s action films Double Impact and Lethal Weapon 3. He died at his home in Quebec from colon cancer at 77.
Wow.
Diane Ford was a stand-up comedian who appeared on multiple HBO specials, as well as A&E's hit series An Evening at the Improv. She died in Sarasota, Florida from a battle with cancer at 68. Susan
Or
Buckner
Roseanne
was
stuff.
best known as the bubbly cheerleader Patty Simcox in Grease. She died in
Oh,
Miami,
my aunt
Florida
loved
at
Grease.
72.
She ran that movie over and over and over. She could sing every song.
Bernard Hill was Captain Edward Smith in the 1997 mega hit film Titanic. He died in England at 79.
Wow. Titanic's too long.
If a man really hated ads, here's what he would do. Day one, he would install Pi on his computer without spending a
not
dime.
installing no apps. Get out of here.
Sam Rubin was an Emmy-winning entertainment journalist who worked for Los Angeles news network KTLA for over 3 decades, and he frequently appeared as a version of himself in films and TV shows. He died in Los Angeles from a heart attack at 64.
Wow.
Susan Backlinie was an actress and stunt performer who was best known for playing Jaws' first victim, Chrissy.
Jaws is the reason why I still don't like swimming in ocean water. I know how to swim, but that movie traumatized so many of us. Yeah, this has been a rough year, Bridge. I cannot believe how many people we lost this year. It is crazy.
She died at her home in Ventura, California from a heart attack at 77. Dabney Coleman was a veteran
9 to
character
5.
actor who played the villainous boss in 9 to 5 and won an Emmy for a supporting role in the TV film Sworn to Silence. He died at his home in Santa Monica, California of heart failure at 92. Richard Ferrongi was a character actor known for playing tough guy roles in movies including Serpico, Midnight Run, and Carlito's Way. He died in New York at 86.
A lot of crime dramas.
Morgan Spurlock was a documentary filmmaker who started a national...
I don't know how I feel about that guy because while, yeah, eating a lot of McDonald's every day should have been no-brainer that is bad for your health, I still believe some of the rumors that a lot of that shit was staged that he did, and I don't see why you would do that. I don't fuck with McDonald's on that level, especially with the E. coli breaks that they keep having. But I would think anybody that eats that shit every day would feel negative side effects.
Conversation about America's consumption of fast food with his 2004 documentary, Supersize Me. He died in upstate New York from complications of cancer at 53. Richard Sherman worked with his brother Robert to pen such tunes as A Spoonful of Sugar, Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, and It's a Small World. He died in Los Angeles at 90.
So I will say, as somebody who rode that ride, hearing that song over and over again is really annoying. Like, I only went on It's a Small World once, and my brain is trying to make me hear that song again, and I will not let you. I don't want to hear that song.
5. Johnny Wachter was best known for playing Brando Corbin on General Hospital. Wow. He was shot and killed in Los Angeles when 3 men attempted to steal the catalytic converter from his car. He was 37.
That's fucked up.
Bill Walton was a professional basketball player and sportscaster. He was the league MVP in 1978. He died at his home in San Diego from colorectal cancer at 71.
That's why I had the boys get their screen.
Elizabeth McCrae played Gomer Pyle's girlfriend, Luann Poovey, in the late 1960s. She died in Fayetteville, North Carolina, at the age of 88.
Wow.
Tom Bauer was a prolific character actor known for his work in The Waltons and in the movie Die Hard 2. He died in Los Angeles at the age of 86.
We had good times.
Janice Page was an actress known for starring in big screen and Broadway musicals and comedies like Silk Stockings and The Pajama Game. She died at her home in Los Angeles at 101 years old.
Wow. Over a century. By a year at least.
Betty Ann Reese was best known for The Unholy Rollers, Sugar Hill, and My 3 Sons. She died in her home in California at 81. Benji Gregory rose to fame as a child star on the sitcom Alf. He was found with his service dog dead inside his car in Peoria, Arizona, at the age of 46. Willie Mays was one of the greatest baseball players of all time. He died of heart failure in Palo Alto, California, at the age of 93. Donald Sutherland was a Canadian actor whose career spanned 7 decades. He was in the films Don't Look Now, Animal House.
I didn't know he was an alcoholic. I didn't dig that deep in it. Wow, I'm not shocked. There's just something off about him with that Super Size Me. But, he went telling people what they should have known themselves. Eating that much fast food is not good for you. But, I'm not shocked by that. I just didn't know he was an alcoholic. Wow.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers, JFK, 6 Degrees of Separation, and The Italian Job. He died in Miami from chronic obstructive pulmonary disease at 88.
Wow.
Tamayo Perry was a surfer, lifeguard, and actor who appeared in Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides. He died following a shark attack off the coast of Oahu at 49.
Dang, shark attack.
Pat Colbert was best known for her role as Dora May on Dallas. She died in Compton, California at the age of 77. Shifty Shellshock was the lead singer of the band Crazy Town. He died at his home in Los Angeles from an accidental drug overdose at the age of 49. Bill Cobbs was a prolific character actor, appearing in The Bodyguard, Night at the Museum, and Demolition Man, as well as on TV in The Sopranos and One Life to Live. He died at his home in Upland, California at 90. Martin Mull was a comedian and actor known for Clue, Roseanne, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and Arrested Development, among many others. He died at his Los Angeles home from a long illness at 80. Joe Bonsall was an author and longtime member of the Oak Ridge Boys. He died in Hendersonville, Tennessee due to complications of ALS at the age of 76.
Wow.
Shelley Duvall was an actress who starred in several Robert Altman films.
She really got done dirty by Hollywood, and it's like I said, she was in a lot of my favorite movies, including The Shining, and just I don't understand why Hollywood does this to good actresses, but so many of them have horror stories of being mistreated, and I don't understand why actors put up with that shit. The price of fame is people all in your business too.
And evaded an axe-wielding Jack Nicholson in Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. She died in Blanco, Texas, due to complications from diabetes at 75.
Chantel, since I know you might watch this, you need to get
Dr.
on it,
Ruth
girl.
was the groundbreaking sex therapist, author, and
Dr.
TV and
Ruth,
radio
I loved
host
her.
who imparted hilariously candid sex advice on programs like Sexually Speaking and The Dr. Ruth Show. She died at her home in Manhattan at 96. Richard Simmons was the eccentric fitness instructor who rose to prominence with Sweatin' to the Oldies.
And
he died at his home in Los Angeles at 76. James Sicking starred as Lieutenant Howard Hunter on Hill Street Blues, and he played the father on Doogie Howser, MD.
Oh, Hill Street Blues was one of my favorites. That show, I was way too young to have been watching it, but I did it so anyway because I didn't have that kind of supervision. Gen X. It was the first show I seen that did not shy away from killing off main characters. It was a cop drama. So you actually dealt with cops that you liked getting gunned down or offing themselves. It was crazy. I probably shouldn't have been exposed to that show at such a young age, but I'm glad it was because it was a good show.
He died at his home in Los Angeles from complications of dementia at 90. Shannon Doherty was best known for Beverly Hills 90210.
Now I'm torn because I liked the character she played, but I heard she was a right bitch sometimes. I loved her in 90210. I liked her in Charm, but she kind of had that attitude that she was the shit. So, but she shouldn't have died so early. That is crazy to me.
And Charmed. She died at her home in Malibu, California from cancer at 53. Bob Newhart was one of television's most revered comedic actors. He died at his home in Los Angeles from complications of several illnesses at the age of 94.
Wow.
Charles Cyphers was a character actor and frequent John Carpenter collaborator, best known for playing Sheriff Lee Brackett in Halloween. He died in Tucson, Arizona after a brief illness at 85. John Apria played a young Salvatore Tessio in The Godfather Part 2, and the father of Uncle Jesse on Full House. He died of natural causes at his home in Los Angeles at 83.
Really? He was always. I love when he would put his hand on his chin like that when people said something extremely stupid. He just had that demeanor for me that made me laugh. It wasn't that in your face comedy. It was like, why am I dealing with all these stupid fucking people? I love that. And I like that Big Bang Theory brought him in. I think he was kind of smart in Newhart. He just was surrounded by a lot of stupid people. But, he wasn't as physical comedy as some of the old ones. I know last night Greg and I was watching Carol Burnett's thing because they have a lot of that stuff on YouTube. And Tim Conway, I love that man. He was one of the best pratfall character actors. And I love how he constantly broke the cast with his antics. I just don't think we're going to get comedians like that anymore.
Mitzi McCall was a comedian and actress who famously shared the Ed Sullivan Show stage with the Beatles. She also played the dry cleaner's wife with boundary issues on Seinfeld. She died in Burbank, California at 93.
A lot of these people made it to elders.
Gina Rowland's career spanned nearly 7 decades and even included a role in the popular film The Notebook. She died at her home in Indian Wells, California from Alzheimer's disease at 94. Peter Marshall was the original host of Hollywood Squares and was in the TV show Chips and The Love Boat. He died at his home in Encino, California of kidney failure at 98. Phil Donahue was a legendary talk show host for 29 years. He died at his home on the Upper East Side of Manhattan in New York City following a long illness at 88.
Those were her big 3 talk shows.
John Amos was best known for starring in the landmark miniseries Roots after cementing himself as one of America's most beloved sitcom dads in Good Times. He died in Inglewood, California of congestive heart failure at 84. James Darren was a singer, director, and actor, known for playing a dreamboat surfer in Gidget and for roles on TV shows like T.J. Hooker and The Time Tunnel. He died at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles from congestive heart failure at 88. James Earl Jones was a titan of stage and screen, whose unmistakable baritone provided the voice to such iconic characters as Darth Vader and Mufasa. He died at his home in Pawling, New York at 93.
His voice was iconic.
Chad McQueen was an actor and race car driver, best known for playing Dutch, a member of the Cobra Kai, in the 1984 movie The Karate Kid. He died at his ranch in Palm Desert, California from organ failure at 63.
Still looks like he's young. It's crazy.
Tito Jackson was a founding member of the Jackson 5. He died in Gallup, New Mexico after suffering a heart attack at age 70. Barbara Lee Hunt was an acclaimed British theater actress who also appeared in Alfred Hitchcock's Frenzy. She died in England at the age of 88.
Frenzy was one of the movies we had to watch for American film class because I wanted to be a director.
Catherine Crosby was an actress and the widow of Bing Crosby, best known for her small roles in the films Rear Window and Anatomy of a Murder. She died at the age of 90. John Ashton starred as Sergeant John Taggart in the Beverly Hills Cop franchise. He died in Fort Collins, Colorado from cancer at 76. Maggie Smith mentored Harry Potter as Professor McGonagall and embodied Downton Abbey's sharp-tongued matriarch. She died in London at the age of 89.
Oh, she was in a lot of British stuff I watched.
Drake Hogston is best known for his nearly 4 decades playing John Black on Days of Our Lives. He died at his home in Malibu, California from pancreatic cancer at 70.
He was a clone, then he wasn't.
Hello, I'm Patrick Stewart.
I
believe in helping people in crisis, whether they are from Lebanon.
Chris Christopherson was a legendary country singer, songwriter, and acclaimed actor. He died at his home on Maui at the age of 88.
Oh my goodness.
Ron Ely played Tarzan from 1966 to 1968.
Wow.
He died at the home of one of his daughters in Los Alamos, California at 86. Pete Rose was a professional baseball player and manager who was banned from the Hall of Fame for gambling on teams he played on and coached. He died at his home in Las Vegas from cardiovascular disease at 83. Frank Fritz was known for being an antique hunter and the former co-host of the History Channel's American Pickers. He died at the age of 60.
Didn't really watch that show, but okay.
John Lascelles was known for his work on The Twilight Zone, Gunsmoke, Perry
Twilight
Mason,
Zone was
and
my
The Fugitive.
jam.
He died at the age of
absolutely love that
95.
show.
Nicholas Pryor is best known for his work on Beverly Hills 90210 and the movie Risky Business. He died at his home in Wilmington, North Carolina, of cancer at 89.
Oh my gosh. This is why I'm getting checked.
Sissy Houston was a Grammy-winning gospel and soul singer who was the mother of Whitney Houston. She died at her home in Newark, New Jersey from Alzheimer's disease at 91.
That's what took my grandma.
Liam Payne was a member of the massively popular boy band One Direction. He died after falling from a third-floor balcony
And one of my very dear friends, Jan, has been covering this. It's been a dark path. There's a lot of people that have potentially been involved in this young man's departure. So, yeah, if you want to get on to know about what happened to Liam or what's been speculated, please check out Jan's view. I will have her channel and Ms. Bridges' channel in the notes of the show that I upload to YouTube because it's wild.
at a hotel in Buenos Aires at the age of 31. Mitzi Gaynor was a singer, dancer, and actress who starred in the 1950s musicals There's No Business Like Show Business and South Pacific. She died
South
of natural
Pacific was
causes
my
at the age of 93.
I
Jack
wasn't a
Jones
full
sang the
theater kid,
theme
but
song on the
we had a
TV
lot
show
of
The
theater
Love
stuff
Boat.
in New
He
York.
died at Eisenhower Medical Center in Rancho Mirage, California, from leukemia at 86.
Wow.
Phil Lesh was the bassist and founding member of the Grateful Dead. He died at the age of 84.
He outlived Jerry, though.
Terry Garr was known for her quirky comedic roles in movies like Tootsie and Young Frankenstein. She
watched
died at
a
her
lot.
home in Los Angeles from complications of multiple sclerosis at 79. Alan Rachins was in L.A. Law and Dharma and Greg in the 1990s. He died at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles from heart failure at 82.
Oh, wow.
Jonathan Hayes originated the role of Seymour in the 1960 horror comedy The Little Shop of Horrors. He died at his home in Los Angeles at 95.
I like the Rick Moranis movie, though.
Quincy Jones was a Grammy-winning songwriter and producer, known for working with the likes of Michael Jackson, among many others.
Let me
He
tell
died
you,
at
the
his
best thing Quincy did was give that interview a couple of years back where he said JFK was taken out by the mob. And he just had no fucks to give. He had stories for days. I really hope he penned a memoir, and I really hope his estate releases it because dude knew a lot of stuff. Decades of stuff.
his home in Los Angeles from pancreatic cancer at 91. Tony Todd was best known for playing the title character in the Candyman film series. He died at his home in Marina Del Rey, California at 69.
And playing deaf just, it fit. He has that look.
Colin Peterson was the original drummer for the Bee Gees. He died at the age of 78.
He's had a drummer. I just knew the brothers that were singers.
Chuck Woolery was best known as the host of The Love Connection and as the original host of Wheel of Fortune. He died at his home in Horseshoe Bay, Texas at 83.
I didn't even know he passed. Wow.
Helen Gallagher was best known for playing Maeve Ryan on the ABC soap Ryan's Hope from 1975 to 1989. She died in New York City at 98. Earl Holliman was best known for playing Bill Crowley on the 1970s cop drama Policewoman. He died in hospice care at his home in Studio City, California at 96. Wayne Northrup was an actor known for his roles on Dynasty and Days of Our Lives. He died of complications from Alzheimer's disease at the age of 77. Jill Jacobson was on the TV shows Falcon Crest and The New Gidget during the 1980s. After a lengthy illness, she died in Culver City, California at the age of 70. Michael Cole played Pete Cochran on the Mod Squad during the late 60s and early 70s. He died in Tarzana, California at the age of 84.
This has been a rough one.
The Amazing Kreskin was a popular mentalist that appeared on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson 88 times. He died.
Exactly. They literally, you watched them age with that show. They were not going anywhere, Bridge. It was crazy. But I thought Kreskin passed a while ago. I usually say, like, I'm not Kreskin when I'm talking about prestidigitation or not being able to see things. So that's wild. He outlived a lot of magicians.
Died in New Jersey from complications of dementia at the age of 89.
Wow.
Diane Delano was best known as Sergeant Barbara Szymanski on Northern Exposure during the 1990s. She died from cancer at her home in Los Angeles at the age of 67.
Dying from that. You just gotta get your screening, y'all. No joke.
Ricky Henderson was Major League Baseball's greatest leadoff hitter and base runner, stealing a record 1,406 bases during his long career. He died following a bout of pneumonia in San Francisco at the age of 65. Art Evans is best known from his role in Die Hard 2, where he helped John McClane stop terrorists from crashing planes at Dulles Airport. He died peacefully at home, surrounded by his family at the age of 82. As always, thank you so much for watching.
And that was in memoriam, and like I said, there was that
customize and save with Liberty Mutual.
Just passed, so I'm not sure the young man's name. I know he was in Baby Driver. I never really watched that movie, but it just goes to show that this year was really, like, if you watch shows and televisions in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, you probably knew a lot of those names. If you were in the film or even studied film, you probably seen a lot of those actors, whether they were from here or from England, because I know there was a couple of Canadians and a couple of English actors that I was very familiar with. So, like I said, nothing's promised. So for me, 2025 is going to be the year of getting more stuff done, keeping my family safe, navigating this new abnormal. And I really do hope that you all have a really good new year. I will more than likely be back on Tuesday afternoon to do a quick Kalari Talks. I'm probably going to review some of the music and stuff that I dig this year, because there was some really good albums. GNX, Chromacopia, freaking Eniko put out a bunch of singles that just speak. Matter of fact, I used her song Satellite as an ad for Taara because it fits. And speaking of which, I mean it as I say it. I'm going to upload this in a few hours to my YouTube channel. I will check the comments section. I will pick 3 lucky winners to win both signed copies of both Taara, Destiny's Children, and Axiom. Now, if a winner has already won Axiom and just wants Taara's Destiny's Children, they can let me know, and I will send their version of Axiom to somebody else. But I'm hoping to have winners win both copies of the book. So if you don't have a copy of these yet, you might get lucky. Either way, I'm going to get ready to wrap this up because Greg called. He probably thought it was going to be wrapped up. We got things to do. I hope you have a great evening, a great rest of your year, and a good new year. Thank you so much for sitting in. Ballard Club, Topher, Miss Bridge, and everybody who lurks, everybody who's going to watch this on YouTube. I really appreciate y'all putting up with my leaves of absence, whether they were for sickness, personal reasons, or because I just didn't want to fucking do it. You know, I was burnt out and bummed out over the girl world stuff. And then I started to realize as I took time away, I really wasn't a part of their group that long to really care. There are better people to enjoy on YouTube. There are better topics for me to cover. And I'm looking for fun in the new year. So if that's your jam, welcome aboard. And I hope that you continue to enjoy my live streams, my videos, and other things that I plan to put out, and especially the books, because I'm really excited to fully embrace being an author. But no Minnesota goodbye. I'm going to wrap this up. I will see y'all soon, and have a good one.